Terence Crawford, the man with many options. Which will it be? Guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm back at it, like a crack at it. Giving you boxing geekers that work. Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy T. Devils Blazing Sports. All right, man, let's just jump right into it. People are talking about who Crawford should face next, who we should not face next, what Spence Jr. will do, what he can do, and what other people are saying about the rematch happening or not happening next. Well, there's a lot of things that seem to be in play right now. A couple major things is around Spence Jr. Depending on his situation, would depend on if the rematch is going to be next or not. But guys, let's just weigh ourselves through this. And we're going to start with some fighters, get some thoughts on it. Guys, remember, this is straight off the dome. I take a minute from my workload that has tripled probably the last 2 or 3 weeks to give you guys this quick work. Let's talk about it. First up, the rumors about are the potential matchup, super matchup between Gervonta Davis, Mr. Thor Fist himself. Was talking about, what would happen if him and Crawford fight, he'll feel that power. I do believe Gervonta Davis' power will transition with him. He has shown that he at least can move up and fight a big 140-pounder and give him that sweet chin music too. Mario Barrios. But I think this might be a little bit too much of a jump. Jumping from 135, where he last fought there, or catch weight, 136, something like that, to 147 pounds and take on the juggernaut at 147. That's a tough task to ask of anybody. And you're not just jumping up trying to fight a fighter like Paulo Malignaggi, who has, very little power in his fist. You fighting somebody who is cracking like you cracking, getting them out of there with some power, and he's a much bigger person. That potentially can move up to 154, maybe even higher to 160 if he wanted to. I don't think that's a real option for next, I'm being honest. I think that, it's too high of a chance to ruin Gervonta Davis of a fighter than it is to try to jump up and be super great and get that win over Terence Crawford. That is truly a super dare, double dog dare, triple stamp dare to jump up from 135 to 147 to fight Terence Crawford. That's a big one. Would be a big win. That's a great reward. But man, oh man, that's a lot of risk in that one. Now let's talk about Boots Ennis. All right, Boots Ennis on the surface. Listen, the guy got skills, man. Did you see that slow motion punch he did in his last fight? He got skills. They shine bright, or brighter depending on who he's fighting. So a potential matchup between Boots Ennis and Terence Crawford. I do think this is one that Showtime wants. I could be wrong, but I think Boots Ennis signed a deal or something with Showtime, so it is in their best interest to try to push Boots in the face of Terence Crawford. Ready or not, here I come. It's in their best interest because Showtime, I believe it came out and said they are not in favor of Spence Jr. fighting the rematch this year. Now, this is where it gets tricky, right? Spence Jr. rematch clause got to be done by this year. That's where it gets really tricky, right? But let's continue. Do I think Terence Crawford is going to fight Boots Ennis next? No. Would it be a good fight? Yes. High-level skill fight? Yes. It'll be really good. I don't know what would happen. I think you would have to pull with the experienced Terence Crawford, but man, that young kid can crack. He does have skills. But if they fought next, an early prediction, which can change, I will go with Terence Crawford. Do I think it's going to happen next? No. The person that Terence Crawford wants, who he wants, is Jermell Charlo. But, guys, think about it, right? Think. The rematch between Spence Jr. is not really as favorable because he lost in a bad way to Terence Crawford, right? Well, what if Jermell Charlo, who's jumping up 2 divisions, get cream puffed by Canelo? get waxed on, waxed off by Canelo. Curved, sides, stumped, beat to submission, and stopped by the bigger Canelo. What happens? Will he be damaged goods? If he go up there and get punched up by Canelo, will he be damaged goods? Even if he come back down, limp back down at 154 pounds, people would not be saying, oh yes, this is the best time to fight. They would be saying no. They would clearly pick Terence Crawford to beat Jermell Charlo. Clearly. They would be saying just to even make that drastic weight cut to come right back down will be hard. And you're trying to come back down after getting stomped? Listen, man. And let's say Jermell Charlo beats Canelo. That fight's not next. Because he's going to do a rematch with Canelo. You better believe it. You better believe it. If Jermell Charlo beats Canelo, he's rematching Canelo next. He don't care if he has to drop every one of those 154-pound titles, because he will have every one of the 168-pound titles. At that point, he would be defending. Now, a fight that can happen is Tim Tszyu. I don't know if it's a big money fight. I don't think Tim Tszyu is really selling like that. But it is a chance for Terence Crawford to get a belt at 154 pounds. But is it going to give him the money he's looking for? That's the question. Right? I don't know. The rematch between Spence Jr. Let's go ahead and get down to it. Let's get down on it. Get down on it. Spence Jr., I don't know his medical situation. I know we got like a 2-month suspension. I believe the contract says he has to rematch by the end of this year, December. And if they are talking about, this just comes from me, pushing the date out to January, February, March, in my opinion, that will have to be a completely new agreement that Terence Crawford agrees to allow Spence Jr. to have the healing time to bounce back and take the immediate rematch with him. If Terence Crawford does not agree and the time expires, if it's not a contract, the time expires by the end of this year, he is not obligated to fight Spence Jr. again. No matter what people say, man, just take 2 tune-ups and come back to Terence Crawford. It doesn't work that way. Once you get out of your contract, Terence can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants, with whoever he wants. So Spence Jr. is probably in a tougher spot, right? Does he come back right now and try to fight by December 31st? Will Terence Crawford agree to push it out if Spence Jr. needed to be pushed out? Now, if you like one of those honest people and, a solid person, well, if you say Spence Jr. did everything possible, he did a lot to make this fight what you happen the first time. He gave in some things that he didn't have to give in. He could have dropped the belt and moved up, and they would have had a plan for him to probably eventually fight Canelo Alvarez. But he sacrificed to make the fight happen. Do you at this point show and return the favor and sacrifice to allow him a few more months to heal? Guys, those are my thoughts on it. Nothing is guaranteed. I can't give you a guaranteed next step for Terence Crawford. I can just tell you, I don't believe it's Gervonta Davis. I don't believe it's Bruce Ennis unless they throw a stupid amount of money at him. Keith Thurman, which I almost forgot about that one. Keith Thurman, now that is a damn good, valuable option. That's a good, valuable option right there. A proven champion, unified champion at one point, only got 1 loss. That's a good option. But I don't know if he'll take that. I don't know if the Spence fight going to work out, which I'm feeling stronger towards the Spence fights. And I don't believe Jermell Charlo is next. But this your boy T. with Blazing Sports. Comment below and let me know what are your thoughts about this. All right, out.